Let me tell you something strange about the lone wolf in a world built for packs. We live in a culture that worships connection. Group chats buzzing at 2 a.m., team projects, collaborations, couple goals, community stamped on every flyer and caption. And yet there you are, standing at the edge of the room, slipping out of parties without saying goodbye, letting messages sit unread until the guilt feels heavier than the reply. People call you distant, mysterious, maybe even arrogant, but they don't see the storm happening 2 inches behind your eyes. You notice everything. The micro changes in tone, the way someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, the tension in a room before anyone speaks. Crowds don't just surround you, they invade you. And here's the part most people don't understand. Being a lone wolf is rarely about hating people. It's about survival, control, and a nervous system that has learned the hard way that not everyone is safe. Somewhere along the line, maybe in childhood, maybe in your first love, maybe in the friend group that turned on you, your brain made a quiet calculation. Depending on others is dangerous. I am safest when I am self-contained. Psychologists call this avoidant or dismissive attachment. But to you, it just feels like common sense. When you've been betrayed enough times, independence stops looking like a choice and starts feeling like armor. That's why surface-level small talk wears you out. It asks you to open the door without any proof that the person outside won't burn the house down. You sit on the edges of conversations, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're measuring the cost of saying it. Will they misunderstand me? Use this against me? Pity me? Forget it 5 minutes later? So you build a life where your thoughts stay mostly inside. Journal pages instead of long texts, late-night walks instead of long phone calls, headphones in as you move through crowds like a ghost. Online, the pattern repeats. While everyone else is broadcasting, you're observing. You scroll through feeds but rarely post, not because you don't exist, but because you refuse to turn your inner world into content. Psychologists talk about psychological ownership, that sense that certain experiences, memories, and wounds belong deeply to you. And the lone wolf guards that ownership fiercely. The moment you share too much, it feels like the experience stops being yours and becomes public property, open to misinterpretation, judgment, or casual scrolling. So you choose silence, and in that silence, there's a strange mix of freedom and loneliness. Freedom because you're not hooked into the dopamine loop of likes and comments, not constantly editing yourself into a digestible version for other people's screens. Loneliness because a part of you still aches to be known, to be understood without needing to perform. This is the paradox of the lone wolf. You crave connection, but you fear the cost of it. You want to be seen, but only accurately, and the world hasn't exactly proven itself skilled at careful seeing. Underneath the independence, there is often a brutal kind of self-sufficiency. You don't like asking for help. Needing someone feels like handing them a weapon with your name engraved on it. So you become your own emergency contact, your own therapist, your own cheerleader and disciplinarian. Psychologists would say you have a strong internal locus of control. Your sense of worth and safety comes from what you do, not what others say. But taken to the extreme, it becomes isolation. You tell yourself, if I rely only on me, I can't be disappointed. But the cost is that no one gets close enough to surprise you with kindness either. Being a lone wolf also has a sensory side. Many lone wolves are high on introversion or sensitivity. Their brains simply process more data from the environment. What feels like fun energy to others can feel like 1,000 radio stations playing at once in your skull. After social contact, you experience what some call a social hangover. That drained, heavy feeling that sends you straight back to your room. Not because you're broken, but because your nervous system is begging for quiet. solitude for you is not a punishment, it's a reset button. In that quiet, you can hear your own thoughts again, feel your own emotions instead of absorbing everyone else's. You read, you create, you stare at the ceiling and let your mind wander. And in those moments, you feel more real than you do in any crowd. But solitude has a shadow. Stay in it too long, and it stops being a choice and starts becoming a cage. Human beings are wired for connection. Even lone wolves are, no matter how many times they insist otherwise. Chronic isolation can warp your self-perception. You start assuming you're too much, too strange, too complicated for anyone to understand. And so you never give anyone the chance. You pre-reject yourself on behalf of the world. That's the quiet tragedy behind many lone wolves. They are starving for the very thing they've taught themselves they don't need. At the same time, let's be honest, the lone wolf has strengths this world desperately needs. You think before reacting. You see patterns others miss. You're less swayed by trends, groupthink, and the constant pressure to perform. Your independence can make you deeply resilient. When the group falls apart, you're the one who still knows how to stand. When psychologists talk about authenticity, being congruent between who you are inside and who you show outside, the lone wolf often scores high internally, even if they express little externally. You don't want to be praised for a mask. You'd rather be misunderstood for your truth. And that's why half measures of connection feel worse than none at all. You'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who only know the headline version of you. But here's where the growth edge lies. The goal is not to kill the lone wolf in you. It's to teach it how to travel with a small, trusted pack. Wolves in the wild don't actually live alone forever. They roam solo when they're wounded, searching, or building the strength to lead their own pack one day. The psychology of the lone wolf isn't a diagnosis, it's a season, a strategy your mind built to protect you. The question is whether that strategy is still serving you. Is your solitude medicine, or is it becoming an addiction? Does being unreachable make you feel safe or secretly empty? Only you can answer that honestly. Maybe the next step isn't to throw yourself into every social situation and flood your life with people. Maybe it's simply to let one person move one step closer, to answer one message instead of ghosting, to share one honest sentence instead of a joke, to say, "I'm fine, but I'm also tired," and see who handles that truth with care. To consider therapy or deep friendship as a laboratory where your nervous system can slowly relearn that not everyone is a threat. Because the ultimate psychology of the lone wolf is this: you were built with the capacity for both solitude and connection. You need the forest and the fire. Time alone to know yourself, and time with others to be stretched beyond yourself. If you lean only on solitude, you risk mistaking safety for wholeness. If you lean only on people, you risk dissolving into whatever they need you to be. The balance is where maturity lives. So if you recognize yourself in this, know this much: you are not broken for walking alone. Your distance is not proof that you are unlovable. It is proof that you have been careful with your own heart. But you are not meant to disappear entirely. Somewhere out there are a few people capable of holding the depth you carry without asking you to dilute it. They won't demand constant access or performance. They'll meet you in the middle of the forest, sit beside you in the quiet, and slowly, gently, help you remember that being part of a pack doesn't mean losing your edge. It just means you don't have to howl into the night alone.
Yeah, it's beautiful.